Let's give it up for Mr. Rainn Wilson! Woo!
Hello. Hi, everybody. Hello, hi, welcome. Wow, what a wonderful crowd. This is amazing.
Isn't that a great way to get your energy going first thing in the morning, too?
I know, that's great. Wow.
So now it's comfortable. Now
Is
we
there
relax.
a toilet built into this chair?
You just slowly settle.
Well, either way, I'm going.
We're so glad you're here. I typically get to audience questions very quickly, but I do want folks to know that you love Oregon. You're from the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. Right? Let's give it up for that. Yeah.
Yes, I have a long history in the Northwest. Of course, I grew up, born in University of Washington Hospital and grew up in Seattle. Went to Shorecrest High School and University of Washington. And really? Yeah.
I was also briefly a
What has the University of Oregon done other than been given money by Phil Knight to have green uniforms? Other than that, name one thing. And then my wife went to Lincoln High School, just right up the road here. And we have a little place over in Central Oregon, over near Bend, and we hang out there a lot. So I've done a lot of hiking and climbing all around these mountains and skied terribly on so many of Oregon's great mountains. And it's wonderful to be here, and I love the great city of Portland.
Woo! Right on. Excellent. Let's get right out to audience
And
questions.
I want to say, Portland gets a lot of shit from the national media, and I just want to say it deserves it.
Tell me about the bird tattoo.
Oh, the bird tattoo. It's
He put a bird on
got a bird. Thank you for the reference. Put a bird on it. I did a movie called Blackbird that is one of a long legion of films that I've done that no one has ever seen. And it was with Sam Neill, Jurassic Park, Kate Winslet, Titanic. That was my imitation of you guys. Come on, I'm teasing. Susan Sarandon. Rock and Horror Picture Show. There we go. I couldn't think of anything. So we did this terrific, really sad, dramatic film, and we all got along great. And this bird logo was on all our scripts and on everything. So we all got a bird. We got a bird tattoo to commemorate. Lord of the Rings. They all got tattoos together. That's infamously. And Blackbird, a movie about death. We all got bird tattoos.
I do love the Portlandia reference, too. That's so apt.
We put a bird on it. I put a bird on my flesh.
On Rainn Wilson. First question coming over here, and then we'll go back and forth this way. Hi, what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Hannah, and I'm from Oregon in Lafayette. A question that I have.
I literally can't see who is speaking right now.
So it's tough because
it's so bright.
Hang
and
tight, Hannah.
I don't know where this voice is coming
right
from.
Right there. Give a wave.
But I can't even see that. Is it a human? Yeah. Okay.
A question that I have is, what's the most awkward part that you had filming The Office?
The most awkward part I had filming The Office. Hey, that's great. Well, I think one of the choices I chose to make with Dwight early on is that he didn't have spatial awareness. So he would often stand awkwardly too close to his cast members. So any chance I had an opportunity, especially with Jenna, my dear friend Jenna, to kind of stand too close to her, especially with my groinal area being inappropriately close to her face. Actually, that wasn't awkward at all. I rather enjoyed it. So But I'm sure it was awkward for her.
Thank you, Hannah. Question over here.
Hi, I'm Abby from Eugene, and I'm obliged to say go Ducks just because of your comments. Sorry, it's a law when you live there. So I'm a big fan of a lot of your horror performances, and I wondered which was more fun, House of a Thousand Corpses or Cooties?
Wow, thank you. Yeah, I love horror films, and I'd love to do more of them. And House of a Thousand Corpses was really my first. I had done a couple of small roles in films when I first came to LA, like Galaxy Quest and Almost Famous. But House of a Thousand Corpses was kind of my first, like, oh, I wouldn't say it's the lead, but a lead role in the ensemble. And so here I was on, the Universal backlot with Rob Zombie and all kinds of weird freaks, Sid Haig, and classics of horror, and it was just an amazing experience to kind of cut my teeth on film. And I love the fact that it is still revered today as a kind of a cult horror classic. And but Cooties was terrific too, and was such a talented cast, and we had so much fun. And it's kind of a shame that more people didn't get to see that movie, because it's a really fun horror comedy in the vein of like Shaun of the Dead. And it's hard to do that tone of horror comedy, but I think most of the movie gets it quite well. So, thank you for the question.
Thank you. All right, over here. Hi, how are you?
David from Dryden, Washington. Fellow January 20th birthday greetings.
Yeah, right on.
I'm curious to know, how is the pilot version of The Farm different from the episode that aired on The Office?
Of The Farm, Dwight spin-off thing? Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, this was a tricky thing. We were trying to do what they call a backdoor pilot, where you do an episode of an existing show, but it's setting up the fact that, hey, there could be a whole spin-off here with these characters. So the problem is, we tried to do that in 21 minutes and 50 seconds that NBC gave us for an episode. So we needed to have an episode of The Office and also introduce, Dwight's farm, the death in his family, his brother and sister characters, and what it could look like to kind of have more of a show on Dwight's farm. That was very hard to do. So then we had to do a B story set in The Office, which took up minimal kind of real estate, but that gave us 17, 18 minutes to set up the show, and it's really hard to do in that short amount of time. That's like the amount as a short film. So I will say that I still think that they should have made the Office spinoff and of Dwight's farm, and they probably, NBC Universal didn't know what they had. They never knew what they had with our show. And they never really appreciated The Office, and they're just like, we want more Friends, kind of shows, and nothing against Friends, but even when we were like a top 10 show, they were just like, they just didn't know we were weird, and they didn't know how to process us, and they just continually are surprised. They made terrible deals in syndication, and they just were continually surprised at the success of The Office, and especially when it went to Netflix. And then, oh wow, it's a #1 show. That show. So we were always like the weird stepbrother show at NBC, and there was a new regime that came in right before The Office, The Farm, and they just weren't interested in that kind of a show. But the long version, maybe they'll put that up on Peacock at some point, but there was like a 29-minute version of The Farm that was really long and weird and very interesting and very funny. And I think it would have been a really great show, and it probably would have made them $1 billion. So. Now, let me say, it wouldn't have been as good as The Office, but nothing is as good as The Office, so that's okay. If it's like 65% as good as The Office, it would have been pretty damn good, right?
Thank you for the question. Over here, hi.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm from Malala, and I was wondering, what was your favorite prank that Jim ever played on Dwight?
Favorite prank? There's so many great ones, but I love when Dwight's desk is missing, and then he says, warmer, warmer, and it's in the bathroom. And then the phone rings, and then the toilet flushes, and Kevin comes out of the stall as he's on the phone. It was just pretty perfect. It was pretty perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I watched an interview with Steve Carell where he was saying that, because he was working and because the shooting schedule was so demanding that he didn't always see all the episodes, and he shows up at conventions and someone might ask him a question and he's like, I don't even remember that. How is that for you? Because you're pretty active on the circuit. Have you rewatched the show? Where are you at when people ask you questions about stuff?
Well, it's interesting because I watched every episode as it came out. Like when it aired, every night I would watch it and just kind of see what it was like. And then since then, little clips of parts of shows here and there. And then my teenage son, Walter, he didn't want to watch The Office for a really long time. So all his friends watched The Office, but he would never watch it. And it was really sweet because I went to him and I was like, how come you don't watch? I was giving him shit, like, how come you don't watch your dad's show? And he's like, I don't want to know you as Dwight. I just want to know you as my dad.
What a good answer.
Right. And I was like, fuck you. Who do you think paid for this house? Show some respect. And I didn't hit him. It's not what I would call like a hit or a blow, but there was some physical contact there. But with Walter, I watched a handful of other episodes. But yeah, there's whole, sometimes I'll do like a trivia contest or something like that, and I don't even remember, or I'll read something online, I was like, I don't even remember shooting that. We did an episode they'll say with a guest star, like, I don't remember shooting with that person. So there's huge gaps in my memory, but that's also from the drugs.
When I send text messages to my friends, I send gifts that are either Dwight or something from Napoleon Dynamite. Text a Dwight gift to any of your friends, like at the end of a text message?
Dwight, I don't really. I get them a lot. My son, Walter, by the way, I don't know if you guys have tootled around with the with AI art, the programs that do the...
Midjourney for me.
What's that?
It's Midjourney and Dolly are the two programs with AI art where you can enter prompts and it produces images for you. Is that what you mean?
And there's more than that, but you put in prompt, and my son loves that he can put me in as a prompt on AI-generated art. So he loves just making all this like surreal, weird art, and it's got kind of distorted versions of my face in it, and he cackles maniacally.
He won't watch the show, but he'll make art. I think I'm over on this side, right, guys? Okay, question over here.
Hi. My name is Aditya. I'm from Beaverton, Oregon. Question. Which bear is best?
He worked very hard at this. He prepared a long time. Thank you very much for the invitation. For the imitation, sorry. Very well done. Bravo, bravo. Excellent. Who's next?
Thank you. Over here, question.
Hi, my name's Desiree, and I'm from Beaverton. And
You should get together with that guy.
I know.
We need to have, Beaverton needs to have its own convention.
Yeah, that'd be convenient. So Dwight was really the character that really wrote me into The Office in the first place. But what would you say you pulled Dwight from? Like, was it from you or any kind of like inspiration from other people in your life, I guess?
I'm not sure if he's here, but my high school friend Steve Wilmart, Is he here? Steve? Is that you? I can't. Oh, there you are. So, Steve can tell you. You guys should ask Steve how much Dwight was in. In fact, Steve, go up to the microphone. Go up to the microphone.
I love this.
Steve, how much of Dwight do you see? When you saw Dwight, how much did you recall our endless years of Dungeons and Dragons games and the personalities that were around that table?
I would say as an amalgamation, that's pretty spot on.
Yeah. And I think fondly of Chris Cole, especially, who was very officious, and he literally, and people don't believe me, and they can't wrap their head around this. This was like 1979, 1980. He had glasses that said on the side, they were regular glasses. They looked like Dwight glasses, but they were regular glasses. On the side, it said Battlestar Galactica. For some reason, it was one of the first cross-pollinations between a TV show and a merchandise. And so he had Battlestar, and we would mock him mercilessly. We'd go, pew, pew. Do they shoot lasers? Pew, pew. And he'd be like, shut up, fuck you. And anyways, it's my role. I want the barbarian to attack the orc. My role. And then he ended up joining the Marines and playing the cornet in the Marines marching band. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Was there anything, other aspects of Chris Cole that kind of led into Dwight Schrute?
Well, I'm thinking more of Sean Higgins' older brother, actually.
Tim Higgins.
Yes, Tim.
Tim, our dungeon master. Yep. And what aspects of Tim would you say?
Unintentionally cruel.
Unintentionally cruel?
Yeah, you can take that for what it's worth, man.
Steve, the way your voice sounds in that mask, it sounds like when they disguise voices with that software on 60 Minutes.
Well, I never saw his face directly, but he was definitely a drug dealer.
I'm a little worried that Tim is here.
If Tim is here, you are dead. He was scary.
Intentionally cruel at that point.
I have one more question. What's your favorite character besides Dwight?
Chris Cole. What's next?
Question over here. Hi.
My name is Grace White. I'm from Vancouver, Washington.
That's where I'm from.
I just wanted to know, were there any times in the show where you had to improv, and if you have any stories, what would they be about?
Yeah, we improvised all the time. So many times people come up to me and are like, oh, my favorite line was this, or my favorite moment was this. And in fact, someone came up to me yesterday, I was signing, and they were like, they loved it when Jim pretended to be Dwight, and then he was like, Michael, and then Dwight goes, oh, that's so funny. And then Dwight goes, Michael, and then goes off. But I improvised that. That wasn't in the script. So I can't even tell you, because there's thousands of incidents where lines, and that's what makes, I think, the show keeps it kind of fresh, is that it's 3/4 scripted, but a quarter of what you're watching at any given time is just being made up on the spot.
Yeah, I've got to say that the Jim Dwight impersonation was probably my favorite prank. So.
Nice.
Perfect. So the question that I have for you is, when the pilot came together and when everyone figured out kind of what their respective roles were, did the show start with ad-libbing and that sort of freedom, like you said, 3/4 scripted, or did the showrunners understand quite quickly that the show was better by giving you that freedom? Because we have other folks who never got to so much as drop a comma out of the words coming out of their mouth. So
right.
What was that like for you guys, right off the get-go?
Yeah, it was pretty much out of the get-go, but of course, as we got more comfortable with the characters, then then we realized that we could kind of do more playing around. So more happened later, and I think in the Halloween episode when Dwight was a Sith Lord and had a conversation with the other Michael that was on Michael's shoulder, that was all improvised, and that was people really saw like, oh, this we can find some really great stuff. It's it was one of the funnier parts of the episode. Was yeah. But we had a great showrunner in Greg Daniels that. There's a lot of writer showrunners that would not allow that because they're kind of insecure. But Greg is not insecure at all, and is like, whatever's funniest, And then we get in the editing room, and then the writer will do the cut, which is usually pretty close to the script. But then they'll do other cuts where he's just like, whatever's funniest wins. It doesn't matter if it's scripted or it's improvised. And Greg was very famous for doing. Bringing in people like the accounting department of our show, bringing them in and showing them different versions of scenes and having them test it.
That's so great. I'm so glad to hear that because it's really what made the magic of the show. Question over here. Hi.
Hi there. My name is Amanda. I'm from Portland. I'm actually going to ask you a question about Star Trek because that's kind of where I know you from and your portrayal of Mud.
Thanks.
It is wonderful. How did you approach the character because it's such a beloved character in the series?
Yeah, so I met early on with the producers of Star Trek Discovery, and I was like, hey, I'd just love to be a part of the show in some way. I'm such a huge Trek fan from way back, and whatever you want to do. And they're like, well, will you wear prosthetic makeup? And I was like, a little. But then they were like, we don't have any like series regulars, but we'll think about it. And then sure enough, early on, they were like, hey, we want to bring back Harry Mudd. And I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. Roger Carmel, and I loved his performance on. And I loved the sweet spot of being despicable and funny, strangely sexy. And I was like, I can fit that perfectly. So it was a testament to Roger Carmel and his great memorable performance. But, on Discovery, everything's a little bit darker and edgier, and we're at war, and the stakes are higher, and it needed to do that in the modern world. So, and if you get a chance, a lot of people haven't seen the Star Trek shorts, but there's a bunch of really cool short films in the Star Trek universe that you can watch on the, what's it called now? Paramount Plus?
Thank you.
And I got to direct and help produce and star in a Harry Mudd short Star Trek film, and I was very proud of that. It's really cool. Thanks.
Awesome. I really loved you in Backstrom too.
Oh, thank you.
One of like 5 people who saw it.
Set in Portland.
Set in Portland. Thank
Shot in Vancouver, but set in Portland.
Right. Thank you. Question over here. Hi.
Hi, my name's Eve. I'm also from Beaverton.
Yeah!
I was just wondering what your favorite Dwight moment is, either acting or watching the show back, that still makes you laugh.
Wow, we've gone over so many of them already. What was yours?
That's a hard question. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's a hard question. See?
Dwight's my favorite character.
Yeah.
Schrute Farms.
Recyclops is pretty great.
Yes.
I think that still makes the transformation of how Recyclops went from just a green T-shirt and a bandana to the laser LED samurai thing. Oh, we got one back there. Everyone, can you wave your arms around there? We've got a Recyclops. All right.
Thank you. Question over here.
Hi, my name is Clayton Van Dyke. I'm from Vancouver, Washington. I'm the guy that said the Michael thing yesterday. Hi.
Oh, nice.
So you've done a lot of roles, obviously, but since you are very well known for your role as, Dwight in The Office, I was wondering, there's a lot of takes that you did, a lot of different, scenes that didn't make it. I'm wondering, what is a scene that you wish made it into the final cut, like one of your favorites?
Oh, that's a great one. Great question. I can't think of anything right now. I do know that in the episode where I am speaking Dothraki and teaching Aaron about Dothraki, that there was way, way, way more of that. And I thought it was so funny. When I saw the final episode, it was just like 2 or 3 little blips. I was like, what are you doing? That was so funny. But it was so hard because they had to shoehorn, you had 12, 14 ensemble characters. You've got 21 minutes and 43 seconds to try and shoehorn all these plot lines and jokes in. It's very, very hard in the editing room. They really struggled to do that. And that's why a lot of on the Peacock, you can see a lot of the extended episodes if you're a sucker enough to pay them more money, which are fun to see the longer episodes.
Thank you for the question. Question over here.
I'm Jack from Vancouver.
Vancouver representing.
I know.
And my question was, who was the most fun to work with during the filming of The Office?
Who was the most fun to work with? God, everyone was so much fun. I think I'm going to go with Creed. Yeah. Creed is always like super positive, and you never know what's going to come out of his mouth. And just such a darling, wonderful human being. I love him so much. Has anyone seen Creed perform live in his music? Oh, very few of you. He's toured. In fact, I think he came to Portland recently. He tours around, plays music because he used to be in the Grassroots rock band and a number of rock bands and stuff. He's an amazing singer-songwriter, performer, if you get a chance. Check him out. Follow him on the socials and sign up on his website. Thank you.
Thanks for the question. Over here, hi.
Hi, I'm Mike from Tacoma, Washington, just outside Seattle. And
oh, is that where Tacoma is?
well, yeah. I know, I just want to remain partial to Seattle.
I always thought it was over by Idaho.
Oh, yeah. You and me, I got a photo with you yesterday. But going by two things that were mentioned earlier, just want to say I did enjoy Cooties and the kill count for it on Dead Meat. James does a good coach cosplay. You should see of your character. And one thing about it can't be that hard to say dual rear wheel. I mean, I can say it like 5 times fast.
Dual rear wheel.
Yeah, that funny guy. And also going by The Office, what it mentioned earlier about NBC Universal owns it. First, just be glad Warner Bros. Discovery doesn't own it, or else it'd be gone, vanished to atoms by now. And my question is it true that A Quiet Place is just one big prank being played on Jim? From Jim.
A Quiet Place, Dwight set that whole thing up.
I knew it!
Yes. He contacted the alien species. Actually, the alien species is just guys in suits, rolling ear suits. And he hired them all. Yes.
Well, we all know how part 3 is going to end. So.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Question over here.
Hi, my name is Amelia. I'm from Essex, England. I wanted to ask what inspired
Oh, I
you-
say, welcome. Governor? Sorry about your queen. Oh, I'm sorry. I can joke about hitting my son, but if I make a queen joke, I've crossed a line. I love the queen. She seemed very lovely. I'm concerned about the corgis. Anyway, please.
Thank you for your humor, sir. What inspired you to start acting?
What inspired me to start acting? Well, I always wanted to act, and I was kind of a goofball when I was younger and very nerdy, and Steve knows that from Shorecrest. I didn't do much acting at Shorecrest because they had the shittiest acting. I took an acting class there, and we literally made finger puppets in the acting class. I was like, what the hell are we doing? But then I transferred to high school, and they had a really good drama program, and honestly, I started acting, and I was like, oh, all the stuff that I was kind of ashamed of, being nerdy, being goofy, being kind of a class clown, like all of a sudden I was putting that to use in an acting class, and then, all the cute girls thought I was funny and wanted to hang out with me, so I was like, I'm in, But, no, but I was able to kind of tap those parts of myself and realize that they fit in really well. And I was, at Shorecrest, I was a band nerd. I was on the chess team, Dungeons and Dragons, marathon sessions. And then when I found the drama nerds, it was a whole school of nerds that I was like, oh, this is awesome. These are nerds who sing. And so I went there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Question over here.
My name is Allie, and I'm from Kirkland, Washington. And my question is, what's your favorite Dwight line?
My favorite Dwight line? I think one time early on when the show was just starting to take off, I went through the Detroit airport, and this baggage handler saw me, and he came running over, and he was like, hey, my daughter and I, we send each other Dwight texts. And it was back in the days of flip phones. So this was like 2007 or something like that. And he opened his flip phone and he put it in my face, and it said, Dwight, fact, I can and do cut my own hair. And I always remember that as like, oh, that's great. I think we're on to something here. So, thanks.
And you know how long it took him to text that when you had to like A333 and like
Yeah, exactly. You had to do the
commitment.
The long form texting. Yeah.
Question over here.
Hi, my name is, whoa, I'm way too close to the microphone. Hi, my name is Sage. I'm from Portland, Oregon, of course. Yeah. Sorry, I just heard people laughing. I'm doing an important research project, and I have to ask, what is your best dad joke?
My best dad joke?
Yes.
God, I don't know. Dad jokes. Do you know any dad jokes?
I've got one. Hang on, I bet it's going to
Okay.
take a second, and no one has time for that. So hey, we'll come back to you. Let's get a question over here. I'm going to pull it
I'll
up.
think about that. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Xander. I'm from Beaverton, and my question is, do you have a character on The Office that you had like a grudge against, or was like an arch nemesis?
A character or an actor on the
Like
show?
an actor. Someone
Oh,
you
an
worked with.
actor. Yeah, I mean, I can't stand them all. Krasinski's an asshole. Carell never returns my calls. Jenna smells. The list goes on and on. Don't get me started.
Thank you. Okay, I have
Yeah.
it. So a friend of mine was a pilot on the Red Arrows, which is England's jet demonstration team. And he sent me this random message, and I will send him a picture of you to be like, dude, I just told you a joke
Okay,
on the
great.
stage. Okay, so here it is for you. Why is NASA so good at parties? Because they plan it. Plan it. Get it? It's not my joke. It's not my joke. That is a dad joke. No. So what are we going to give him, a 1-star
Okay,
Yelp
who's
review?
next? Yeah.
We'll go over here again. Hi.
Hey, I'm Paul from Albany. I'm 14. Love you in the office. One of the questions I've always wanted to ask, I don't know how you keep a straight face with half the stuff you do on that show. So the survey episode, the role playing that you guys did, 2-part question, how do you keep a straight face? What is it you're thinking about? And if you can't, how many takes does it take you to do those?
So if you look on the bloopers on YouTube, you'll see that we didn't keep straight face. So we laughed all the time. All of those bloopers are us cracking up, you know. And that when John and I were on the party planning committee, and we had brown and gray balloons, and it said, "It is your birthday period." And I was like, well, she didn't cure cancer, you know. We laughed so hard they had to shut down production. They had to literally stop shooting, and everyone walked away. We took a 45-minute break and had to come back to it. And even then, we still struggled. So it was really, really hard.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Who would go first? Who would break first? Was there someone who you could count on, like, they're going to laugh?
Brian would always break first, who played Kevin. But John and I, if either I started to go, John would laugh, or if John would start to go, then I would laugh. Like, we would set each other off really, really bad.
Question over here.
Hi, my name's Georgia, and I'm from Salem, and I wanted to know, what was your favorite season of The Office to film?
Favorite season of The Office to film? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that question. They were all really, really fun. It was a long time. Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
They were all filming all of them. Thank you.
Great question.
Yeah.
Question over here.
So this wasn't planned at all, but I actually came up because it's my dream to tell you a dad joke. And I also make them up myself, so
Okay.
it can be a two-part if you laugh, and if you don't laugh, I'll go fuck myself.
Okay.
You're good. You're
So
good.
we're fine.
Let's just
We're
get
fine
to
on
the.
that.
Let's do the game.
So what do you call a tea that hasn't fully matured?
A tea or
A tea, like a drink tea.
What?
A child.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
We'll give it up. We'll give it up. Good job. Good job.
I didn't see that coming. That was good. That was nice.
Question over here.
Hi, I'm Andy, and I'm from Washington, but I don't really have a question. I just wanted to thank you for holding space during the shutdown for not only myself, but the world with your Instagram, 12 o'clock. I was always there.
Oh,
and
that's nice.
also the humanitarian work and environmental awareness you and your wife do. I just wanted to say thank you. Oh,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate that.
That's lovely. Over here. Hi.
Hi, I'm Vaz. I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado, but I live here in Portland, Oregon. But I was wondering, when you were on Good Mythical Morning, what was your favorite experience from that?
When I'm so sorry. I don't even remember doing that. I remember I showed up and I talked to them and they were nice. That's about it. Thank you. Are you a big fan of that show?
I am. I love them. I just
Oh,
saw
that's
Good
great.
Mythical Evening yesterday.
Very nice.
That's
Thank
great.
you. Question over here.
They're very nice. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Eric. Currently live here in Portland with my partner. Big fans of The Office. I know that you're really big into chess. I'm a part of a chess club here in Portland, and I go to a few meetups. And I guess my question is, do you still play pretty actively? Like, do you go to meetups, or do you play a lot online? And also, would you ever want to play a game with me online?
Yeah, I would definitely play a game with you online.
Yeah. Are you on Lee Chess?
I'm on chess.com.
Okay, that's even better.
'Cause-
No, actually, not really. Lee Chess is way better. Lee Chess is free.
Yeah, I like chess.com, and I don't want to give you my thing because then everyone will challenge me. But can you give me your use? Do you have a username on that
Yeah,
account?
I do. It's Eric, E-R-I-K, plays, I think with a capital P, plays chess.
Eric plays chess with a C?
Oh, with a K.
Eric plays chess?
The right way to spell it. Yeah.
Okay, so
And you can get it to me on social as well, and I'll make sure to pass it on.
I'll try and add you here.
What's your rating?
Well, I'm about a, I don't know, because I'm better at speed chess, but my rating is lower. What's that about? How does that work?
You just need to think through your moves more, and that.
What's that? I'm like
You're good at
on
speed chess?
speed chess. I'm like 1100, 1200, but
Okay.
on regular chess about 1400.
Okay.
So
I'll see you on there, Ray.
I love it.
All right.
you.
One more question over here.
Hi, two things. One, I am the Scranton Strangler and you'll never catch me. And two, of the pranks that were pulled on Dwight on the show, which one would you most likely do in real life?
Of the pranks that boy, I don't know. These questions are so obtuse. Like, he's a fictional character, and he didn't do the pranks. They were done to him. So what Rainn, a middle-aged actor in suburban Los Angeles, why would I do a prank that was done to a fictional character that I played 10 or 15 years ago to someone in my life? You know what I mean? Like, it's a little hard for me to wrap my head around. Do you have any ideas on
Absolutely
how to answer
not.
that?
What would you choose?
I don't know, I would just go around putting people's stuff in Jell-O all the time.
Putting stuff in Jell-O.
That
is
works
good.
at all ages.
That works, yeah.
Rainn, can we take a selfie with the crowd behind us?
Yeah, let's do it.
Crowd. All right, guys.
You
Come
guys,
over here.
This has been so much fun. We're not done. Okay, is this me? Okay, we're all gonna do this? Okay.
Everybody stand up, get on your feet, make some noise on 3. 1, 2, 3!
Give it up for Rainn Wilson! Woo!
Thank you so much, Portland. I love you all. Thank you so much. Go Timbers. See you all in the conference hall. Bye-bye.
One more time, make some noise for Rainn Wilson!